Hi everyone, I'm Sara Snyder and I am coming to you today from San Francisco, California. I am really excited today because I work at YouTube, and part of what my team is responsible for doing is really helping people who want to start YouTube channels and become great at YouTube. We help people get started. So I'm here to really talk to you about how you can YouTube. And I'm going to share some of the best practices and to get inspired, help you hopefully get inspired by some ways that some of your other fellow creators and other influencers have seen success on YouTube. We're going to make sure to cover a lot of different things today. We're going to talk about content creation. We're going to talk about content planning. We're going to talk about content discovery. We're going to talk a little bit about how you can earn some money on YouTube and make sure that you're monetizing your content. And then we'll make sure you can also assess how it's performing. And finally, we'll just close with some additional strategies. No big deal. I think we'll just solve all the world's problems. But that's what YouTube's for, right? It's helpful also to think about what are people coming to YouTube for? When we start talking about YouTube and you start to think about why do you want to build a channel on YouTube, it's really important to think about what are people coming to YouTube to even watch. Some people are coming to YouTube to be inspired. Some people are coming to have access. So perhaps they're learning about something new or they want to have access to the world's most authoritative voices. That's something that YouTube has been hard at work on making sure that we have. A lot of people come to YouTube, and maybe you can relate to this, to learn, whether that's how to bake some bread, how to fix your car, how to learn a new subject or become an expert in something. Education is a very big part of what people do on YouTube. And then most importantly, people come to be entertained. So whatever kind of entertainment you're looking for, you can usually find it on YouTube. What I like to do when we get started here is talk about sort of first steps and the things that are really important, just very tactically, as you're creating a YouTube channel or as you're thinking about creating a YouTube channel. And what it's really boils down to is actually just thinking about what's your mission? What is your voice? What are you trying to say to people from your YouTube channel? And one of the ways you can think about this is how do you want to have an impact? What do you want people to learn or know or take away after they've come to watch your content on YouTube? A great example of this is Will Smith. A lot of people know him obviously for being a very, very talented celebrity, a great actor, singer, so on and so forth. But he wanted to make sure in his YouTube channel trailer, which is an integral part of all YouTube channels, that people knew that his channel was going to be used for a whole wide range of things. And that's what his channel trailer, which generally tends to be about 60 seconds, introduces to people. And this really breaks down for your audience the why. Why should someone watch? Why should someone subscribe? When can they expect to see your content? If you don't really know exactly what kind of content is available on YouTube, I can help break it down for you a little bit. So there's a lot of different types of verticals. You can choose to be in a bunch of different verticals in terms of the type of content that you create. Some of the most popular types of videos that we see on YouTube can be videos with people's families, videos that are teaching you something new. So perhaps like a how-to type video. We see certainly gaming as a really big area. So if you're interested in gaming, you can definitely do gaming videos. These are just some examples of things that work really well on YouTube, but I'd encourage you to think about all sorts of new content formats. They come up almost every day. So if there's something that isn't listed here, go think outside the box. I'm not the expert. So now that we've talked a little bit about the different verticals, so you think about finding your voice, making a channel trailer, what kind of content are you going to create? It's time to make sure that you plan it correctly. There's different formats that are really important on YouTube, and this is going to be, as you think about the types of videos that are going to be most helpful, you can think about doing a Q&A. So perhaps you and your partner, or perhaps you and someone who you're friends with want to do a Q&A. You could do Draw My Life. Those videos have always been very popular. You can do a transformation type video, show where you were before, where you are now. These are just, again, some examples of things that have worked. And a lot of people who come to YouTube, a lot of our viewers are familiar with these structures. By all means, create something new, reinvent the wheel, but these are just some examples. It's really important though, as you start a YouTube channel, that you build a release schedule. You think about how you're going to be programming your content, when are people going to be able to find you, and how are you going to actually be able to physically shoot that content. So questions to ask yourself can be how many videos are you actually able to shoot in a week or in a month? Can you shoot a bunch of videos in one day? Are you going to make certain types of videos come out on one day and another type of video come out on another day? These are just some different things to think about. And one of our creators, Madeline Petch, who is an actress on CW's Riverdale, she knows that she builds her content release schedule around when she's actually shooting her films. This could be for you when you're working, what works, etc. So think about creating a content calendar, working backwards from that, put in key dates, key monumental things that are happening to you, and then that will help you build when you're actually going to be programming. If I can impart one thing though to you in this presentation, if you don't remember anything, but you remember one thing, the one thing that's really integral to all success on YouTube is that you're consistent. Consistency is really key here. And consistency, I want to be very clear, does not equal volume. It really means that you're just being mindful of how much content you can actually create and sticking to that. So if creating a video a week, every week seems really manageable to you, amazing. Creating 5 videos a week seems great to you, amazing. Creating a video a month seems great to you, amazing. Really just commit to what works for you, what works to your schedule. You can try out some different things and then really figure it out and then stick to that. That's going to help you engage your audience, make sure that people know when to come back. And it doesn't have to be a high production value. Do something sustainable. Figure out what works for you and remain consistent. After you've thought about when you're going to be programming your content, the different types of content that's available, we always like to say that it's important to program with purpose. And so I'm going to break down a thing that's worked really well for both brands and content creators. And it's a structure to think about the different types of content you're going to create. And that is a structure we call Hub, Help, and Hero. So let's start with Hub content. Hub content is the type of content that is your bread and butter. So whatever your viewers keep coming back for, whatever you're most well known for, this is what's going to help you just be like your constant, your steady, always what you're putting out there. We are going to show 3 different examples of Hub, Help, and Hero content from a big content creator named Casey Neistat. And in this video that this example is showing is one of the greatest things about Casey is that he does these amazing vlogs. He really kind of goes deep on himself. He shows a real personal side to himself. And this video specifically is an emotional discussion about friendship and loss. And if you're a big fan of Casey, this is what you love. This is what you come back for. This is his Hub content. So really what your goal is with Hub content is to keep your audience coming back for a steady stream of content that's very you. That's your bread and butter. You can also think of other types of content, though it doesn't just have to be like your vlogs or your go-tos. Intersperse that Hub content with something that we call Help content. And really what the goal of this is to maybe just answer a question that people have always had about you or about a certain topic. Casey, for instance, has seen a ton of success in traveling on luxury airlines. And a lot of people were very curious, myself included, of what a first class ticket looks like to go to Dubai or someplace like that. And Casey does these amazing videos of kind of this like luxury travel experience, first class. Think about what that might be for you and answer the questions that your fans are asking. The goal of these videos is really just that they don't go bad. They have like an evergreen nature to them, and that if someone wants to watch a video about first class seats, it's going to really be good for a very long time. It's not going to go stale. And then the last type of content that we encourage creators to make is your hero content. And this is what people are very familiar with in terms of like mass appeal, high production value. This is the type of content that when you have a really big thing that's happening to you or in your life or in someone's life, maybe you're dropping some new merch, maybe you're coming out with a book, maybe you're getting married, whatever that might be, you will have maybe 1 to 2 hero moments, perhaps more a year, but these are not to be made all the time. These are really your videos that are just going to be like big promotion value, big production value. This example that we show here is when Casey interviewed Logan Paul. It was a very big moment in 2018, and there was a lot of hype and press and excitement leading up to it. So really, as you're thinking about your content calendar, think about programming around Hub moments, Help moments, and Hero moments, and that will help you as you go along. But if you're wondering, like, I don't know where to start, or I don't know what kind of content people love to watch on YouTube, a really easy place to go is always to lean into trends. What are people talking about? At the beginning of the pandemic, for instance, a lot of people were very interested in how to bake sourdough bread. So there were tons of videos. This became a big trend on YouTube. how to make sourdough, how to keep a sourdough starter alive, how to make cool designs in your bread, so on and so forth. There might be different trends now. There's always different trends happening. Some trends come and go, some are always there, but lean into those trends and don't be afraid to put your own spin on it. Just think about what's interesting to you and what trend you might want to lean into. So we spent a little bit of time talking about content programming and content creation. We're actually going to dive a little bit deeper now into content creation and what you have to think about as you're actually making the content. So some things that are helpful as you're thinking about content creation, while you can think about fancy cameras and all sorts of types of things that will take your videos to the next level, really it doesn't matter, secret, necessarily, what type of camera you're using, so long as you're authentic. Most makeup tutorials, including this one that we were showing from Kylie Jenner on Vogue, is a lot of times just creators putting their cell phone up on a mirror and doing their makeup and just talking. What we know that viewers love to see, hands down all the time, is authenticity. And we say that like a YouTube audience is very adept at sniffing out kind of who maybe half-heartedly is engaging. Don't do that. Just be yourself. Sometimes creators don't know exactly what they want to talk about and they just start saying that, and then you just see how you go from there. So reward subscriber loyalty by just creating original content, but always be authentic. Another thing to think about that might be fun or that might work for you is how to engage with your audience. So, when you're just talking to the camera and no one's there, how do I engage with you? Well, a great example, one that I love, is James Charles has a great tradition where he opens up every video by saying, "Hey sisters." I'm not doing a very good job impersonating him, but if you're a fan of James Charles, you know that all of his videos start that way, and that's basically just helping you build a community with your fans, and as a fan, helping you love the creators. So that will help you continue the conversation, that will help people fall in love with you, and it's just good to start traditions on your channel. But how do people find you? If you create all these videos about trends, you create a community, you're authentic, great. But how are people actually going to find you? Content discovery is extremely important on YouTube, and it's actually not that sophisticated. It's really just boils down to a couple of things. First, make a great thumbnail. Make sure that your thumbnail catches your viewers' eyes. Make sure that if someone doesn't know anything about what they're about to watch, your thumbnail tells them all. So what is this video about? Likely a croque monsieur. So if I am looking for a video about hard-boiled eggs, probably not the right video for me. Make sure to plan ahead and make sure to think about, as you're shooting a video, perhaps there might be a shot in there that might be great for the thumbnail. This is just always good ideas to think about as you're creating content, but the thumbnail should really be something that you give some thought to, because this is what viewers see first. Additionally, though, don't forget about the title. Kind of table stakes, sort of basic things. What is the title of your video? Well, the thumbnail attracts the viewer's eyes and will get their attention. Make sure that your video title is well thought out as well. Don't use all caps. Don't do anything clickbaity. Just be brief, but explain what the video is about. So in this video, Emily G. Donato is saying how to look great on Zoom calls, or how to make sure that you're looking great when you're taking meetings over video. Very straightforward. You can see in the thumbnail that that's what it's about. And it might be a really nice way to attract new viewers. That's probably something that people have been looking for on YouTube. All right, so we've covered a bunch of things. We've covered how to find your content, how to be authentic, the types of content you can create. But all this is great, but what about when you want to actually maybe earn some revenue or think about monetization of your content? There's a lot of different options, and I could spend a whole separate session talking about content monetization. But what you want to think about on YouTube is when you're ready to monetize, you can look up our YouTube program parameters for becoming a content creator and enabling monetization. That differs in certain places, so you just might want to make sure what those specifics are for you. But there's a number of different ways that creators can earn revenue on YouTube. I'll dive in specifically to just the most well-known one, which is ad-based. So we put ads before a lot of videos on YouTube. You'll also see them alongside of YouTube. And as a content creator, we empower you to share your revenue and enable monetization. So what that will do will actually enable your videos for advertising, and you can choose the type of ads that are available on your videos. And then from doing that, you can then earn revenue from those ads. Lots more information available on this online. Additionally, we've opened up a whole new stream of revenue sources, including being able to sell your merchandise, have memberships on your channels. So that can be for like your most avid fans. If they want to become a member of your channel, they can join and see behind the scenes content especially for them. And perhaps if you're doing brand deals already, that might be something interesting to think about extending to YouTube. But definitely give some research to this. This is an area that, like I said, there could be a whole other separate workshop on. And I encourage you to definitely dive deeper into the content monetization piece. The last and final section that I always want to make sure that people are familiar with is YouTube analytics. Again, this could be its own section, but the one thing that I want you to take away is that it's really important to understand who your viewers are, where are they coming from, why are they watching your content, how long are they watching certain videos. This type of information can just be super important as you're thinking about getting started on YouTube, and will also help you inform your future videos. If you know that most people who are coming to watch your videos tend to fall off 50% of the way through your video, perhaps you want to think of a way to entice them to stay to watch longer, or maybe do like a cliffhanger at the beginning of the video that they only find out the answer to at the end. Your YouTube analytics, while pretty data heavy, will actually inform a lot of your qualitative strategies that you decide to move forward with on YouTube. The last and final thing that I wanted to impart is just make sure that you're cross-promoting, that you're leveraging your other socials, that you're doing what you need to do to tell people on all of your various social networks, hey, I just started a YouTube channel. You can put that YouTube channel link in your banner. In like Instagram, you can link to your YouTube channel in stories. You could put your profile link in your channel, in your Instagram page header. You could put that on your Twitter page. You can put it on your Facebook. Basically just making sure that you're telling people, hey, I have a YouTube channel. And then if you have an existing following on another social network, ask your fans, what kind of content do you want me to make? What do you want to see from my YouTube? Having a call to action is really key, and just making sure that you're giving people a reason to subscribe, and really telling people like, hey, when you subscribe to my YouTube channel, here's what you can expect to see. And that should hopefully help motivate them to see your content and start to subscribe and become a loyal YouTube subscriber for you. So in 17 minutes, that is a how to get started on YouTube, how you can become a YouTuber. I hope this was helpful for you, and I look forward to seeing so many new YouTube content creators coming after this presentation. Thanks a lot.